Hey guys, what's up? And welcome to my top 10 Nintendo consoles. I'm a gamer, so I thought I'd do this, and I will be counting both home consoles and handhelds on the list. So let's get right into it. Number 10, we got the NES, in the Famicom in Japan. It released in 1983. This console had Super Mario Brothers. It saved the gaming industry. It got 8-bit graphics as well. They haven't aged well, but you can't go wrong with them. They're very classic. Number 9, you have the DS. This was the first console when Mr. Iwata was president, so it's a gem, of course. It revolutionized handhelds with the dual screen and unique functions for each. So many people still play this console 16 years later after 2004. And it's kind of a mess of pixels nowadays. But like any other Nintendo console, it holds a special place in the hearts of many and myself. Number 8, we got the 3DS, the sequel to the DS. Most people don't like the 3D, including me, and so there's an option to turn it on or off. It only sold about half the units the original DS did, but it had a lot more variants. And the games look still amazing in 2020, and this thing came out in 2011, I think. Making it overall more refined experience and a more modified and overall smoother and better experience than the original DS. Number 7, we got the SNES. It's the sequel to the NES, of course. This console's updated graphics look a lot better, but really were just not as memorable as the 8-bit. The 16-bit were not nearly as memorable as the 8-bit. The real reason this thing is higher is because of the games. They are fun. I could spend a whole day playing Super Mario Kart, and that's saying something considering how much I prefer modern gaming over retro gaming. This thing is just a gem. This thing is just great. Number 6, we got the original Wii. Talk about innovative and revolutionary. This thing's codename was Revolution. Sure, its games are more underpowered than the Xbox and PS3, but who cares? This thing is memorable to all gamers. It tore down walls and introduced gaming to a whole new audience. So much, in fact, that in my opinion, it's the most casual and family-oriented console Nintendo has ever conceived. Not to mention, it sold amazing as well. Number 5, we got the Game Boy Advance SP, also known as the perfect handheld in many people's eyes. And they actually had a backlit screen for the top screen. Something people had been asking for years. And ignoring the awful Game Boy Micro, this thing ended the Game Boy era with a bang. Number 4, we got the Wii U. It sold terribly, and there was pretty much no third-party support. This thing is still a hidden gem. The first-party games are nothing short of amazing. You got Splatoon, Super Mario Maker, Mario Kart 8, and many others. The gamepad controller was very innovative, and the Wii remote coming back and still having a purpose is great too. Sure, this thing's name is stupid, but it's probably going to go on to be Nintendo's most forgotten, but, secretly loved console. Alright, number 3, we got the Gamecube. This system just makes me miss how good the old Nintendo days were, because after its lifespan and the Wii's release, this thing just sort of vanished. It's a much better console, though. The graphics look amazing, still, 19 years later, and that's saying something. The games are very memorable, and I'm sure nobody forgot the controller. Hands down, the best controller of all time, across any brand. Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, in my opinion. They even have a variant of it for every Smash Bros. Game to this day. This thing is just a treasure. Number 2, we got the Nintendo Switch. It's their newest main home console, and this thing might be more innovative than the Wii. I did not think it was possible to top that, but the Switch did. After the Wii U sales failure, Nintendo decided they need to reinvent completely. The Joy-Cons are easily the most advanced controllers ever conceived. This thing is a hybrid console, so you can play it in handheld, tabletop, and TV mode. The first console to do that ever. And I also loved how Nintendo became a bit more exclusive again, while still keeping that casual and cozy vibe. This thing runs big games on tiny little cartridges. Splatoon 2, Super Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, Animal Crossing, New Horizons, and many more. I can't wait to see where the Switch's lifespan takes us. And number 1, we got the Nintendo 64. Is there really any debate? Hands down, the king of video game consoles. Most adults remember this as nothing but a great fun time with friends. It's so memorable. It's not just multiplayer, though. This thing revolutionized graphics, no more than with one of its big titles, Super Mario 64. It was also one of the top single-player games, so there's many ways to have fun with this thing. Some great multiplayer games include the debut of Super Smash Bros., Mario Kart 64, and the original Mario Party trilogy. This thing doesn't just leave you with a good time, it leaves you with a great experience. So that was my top 10 Nintendo consoles. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and make sure to leave your top 10 in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and stay happy and healthy.